Welcome to this explainer. We are jumping right into a masterclass on the essential AI toolkit for students in 2026. This absolute powerhouse of a system was curated by Aishwarya Ash Srinivasan. She's a Columbia data science grad, a 10-year machine learning veteran, and she's worked at heavyweights like Google, IBM, and Microsoft. So yeah, she knows exactly what it takes to succeed, and she's laid out a blueprint that is just a must-know.
Okay, let's dive into this with a really crucial question you need to ask yourself right now. Are you just using AI to shortcut your assignments, or are you actually building a workflow to learn faster and stand out in the job market? Because if your answer is the first one, man, you are leaving massive amounts of opportunity on the table.
And that hits on the core premise of our source material today. I want to be super clear. This isn't about cheating. This is literally an urgent necessity for your career prep. If you aren't integrating these specific tools into your daily habits, you are competing at a severe disadvantage. The gap is widening, and it's widening fast. So today, we're going to build your ultimate 2026 student AI stack across 6 categories. We've got supercharge your study sessions, the modern coding stack, build real-world portfolios, master dense academic research, ace the job interview, and the ultimate productivity hub. Let's get right into it with number 1, supercharge your study sessions, grounded knowledge and active recall.
So let's talk about how to consume course material without your AI just hallucinating facts out of thin air. Unlike standard chatbots, Google's Notebook LM only answers using the specific sources you upload. You know, your PDFs, your lecture slides. It is completely grounded. And the crazy part? You can use its audio overview feature to instantly generate a custom podcast with 2 AI hosts talking about your notes. You can literally study complex chapters while you're commuting or hitting the gym. It's a total game changer. But beyond just listening, you gotta actually practice. And this is where we leverage tools like ChatGPT or Claude for active retrieval practice. Instead of having it write your essays, ask the AI to act as your personal tutor. Try a prompt like, explain how transformers work like I'm smart but have zero machine learning background, just to bypass all that dense jargon. Then have it quiz you, grade you, and explain your mistakes. You're actually training your brain here, not just outsourcing your homework. Moving on to category 2, the modern coding stack, developing with AI native tools. Look, even if you're in business or econ, you really should be writing a little bit of code in 2026. So let's compare 2 absolute heavy hitters in this space. First up, Cursor AI. It's built right on top of VS Code, but it understands your entire code base. You just describe what you want, and it acts like a senior developer sitting right next to you, making sweeping updates across multiple files. Then there's Claude Code. This is an agentic tool running right in your terminal. You give it a massive multi-step task, and it autonomously reads files, writes the code, runs tests, and even fixes its own errors. Mastering this stuff is a massive, massive skill in today's market, especially for those big capstone projects. And hey, you can also hack your workflow using GitHub Copilot, which, by the way, is totally free for students. The trick here is to describe your intent as a comment first. So type something like / filter rows where revenue is greater than $10,000. Not only does this prompt the AI to write the exact code when you press tab, but it actually forces you to be a clearer, better problem solver before you even write a single line of logic. Okay, number 3, build real-world portfolios, sandboxes for deployment. Learning concepts is awesome, but actually building things is way better. To do that, you need to link these 3 tools together like a puzzle. Start with Google Colab. It gives you this totally frictionless setup with free T4 GPUs right in your browser. Next, hop over to Kaggle. You can enter real-world competitions using their massive datasets, which gives you verifiable, documented projects. Finally, take those models over to Hugging Face, which is basically the GitHub for AI. You copy pre-trained models and use Gradio spaces to deploy free, interactive demos that anyone can play with online. I mean, that is how you build a portfolio that stops recruiters in their tracks. Moving right along to number 4, Master Den's academic research, deciphering the methodology. Now, if you're writing lit reviews or slogging through complex papers, you really need to know which tool to reach for. Need quick, peer-reviewed citations and a synthesis of counterarguments in like 30 seconds? Toggle perplexity into academic mode. What if you need a huge, structured report pulling from dozens of sources? Let Gemini's deep research autonomous agent handle that heavy lifting. Or maybe you're just staring at a totally confusing methodology section. Well, just upload the paper to SciSpace, highlight the paragraph, and have it translate that dense academic jargon into plain English line by line. But listen up, because this is the absolute golden rule of our explainer today. Never, ever submit the raw AI output. You have to treat it strictly as a first draft. Let the AI do the tedious, time-consuming information gathering. Use that output as a scaffold, freeing up your brain to do the actual high-level synthesis and critical thinking. That's where your real value is.
Next up, Category 5, ACE the job interview, structured practice under pressure. Because getting the interview is only half the battle, right? To prep for those brutal technical rounds, NeetCode is absolutely your best friend. It cuts out all the noise and gives you 150 curated algorithm problems, covering actual real-world interview patterns. But here's the secret sauce. Set a 25-minute timer and just let yourself struggle. Seriously, the struggle isn't a sign of failure. It is literally how your brain builds the necessary patterns to solve complex problems under pressure. After you struggle, watch the walkthrough, and then try it again from scratch a week later. And remember, the interview is not just about the code. Tools like Final Round AI are incredible mock interview coaches, and they score two distinct things: technical accuracy and communication clarity. You could get the algorithmic answer 100% correct, but still completely tank the interview if your communication is a mess. You absolutely have to practice explaining your structured thinking out loud. Finally, we have number 6, the ultimate productivity hub, tying the ecosystem together. Okay, these 4 tools are going to optimize literally every minute of your workflow. First, organize your entire academic life and track assignments with a master semester database in Notion. When it comes to writing, start using Whisperflow for system-wide voice dictation. Speaking is just so much faster than typing, letting you draft text at the exact speed of your thoughts. Need a system design map? Describe it to Xcalidraw's AI feature and boom, you get an instant editable diagram. And right inside the Gemini app, you can prompt Google's Nano Banana 2 Pro image model to generate super precise professional data visualizations for your presentations. To wrap this whole thing up, let's talk about the overarching ethos of this AI stack. AI is not a shortcut to skip doing the work. It is a mandatory competitive advantage. Always keep the human, that's you, in the loop for the critical synthesis. Embrace the cognitive struggle of active recall and structured coding. And most importantly, transition from being a passive student learning concepts to an empowered builder actually deploying real-world projects. Oh, and if you really want to go down the rabbit hole of building agentic AI, definitely check out deep dive courses like Ash's Gen Academy. So that brings us to the ultimate question you have to answer today. In the 2026 job market, will you be replaced by AI? Honestly, probably not. But you very well might be replaced by a student who learned to use these tools better than you. So fire up these tools, set up your workflow, and start building your unfair advantage right now. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep exploring.